hear me loud and clear, can you?
Yes, I can hear you.
Amazing, amazing. All
Yeah.
right. So, Godfred, my name is Danny Mensah.
Oh,
I'm a
Mensa.
lecturer.
Okay.
Yes. You're Ghanaian, are you?
Fine, thank you.
Good, good. So,
Yeah.
what's your name? Godfred what?
Godfrey
Derry.
Jerry Bapiru, yes.
Oh, you're from Ambrose Derry, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Amazing. Wow. So, what prompted you to wanting to undertake a logistics course at seven? What
I
do you
was
do?
think,
Yeah.
yeah, I was thinking of a career change actually. Came to the
Okay.
UK last year and then,
Last year. Okay.
yeah, last year October. I have been, you know, testing the grounds and then I thought of a career change.
Okay.
And then I
So, what do you
realized
do at
that
the moment?
in that aspect, I'm with Mighty PLC, Mighty Security.
Oh, Mighty Security. Oh, okay.
Mm,
Okay. As a security staff.
yes, yes.
I mean, where about?
In Henley,
Hmm.
towards Reading, when you are going to Reading.
Okay.
Yes.
Interesting.
Mm,
Interesting.
yeah.
I mean, that's a good choice. So,
Mm.
what were you doing back home?
I was an officer. I was working
Officer,
with, yeah, I was
police,
working fire service.
or fire service. Amazing. Interesting. That's awesome to know.
Mm,
All right, then. That's fine. So this lecture will be on your level 7 diploma in logistics and supply chain management.
yes.
In the UK, a level 7 qualification is equivalent to a degree.
Okay.
All
Yeah.
right. So that's
Yeah.
a bit of high standard
Yes, the high
qualification
standard.
that you're doing, and it's
Yeah.
good to
Mm,
proceed on into a higher qualification or read a master's with this qualification.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I think the
So we
difference
expect
with
that.
mm,
Come again?
I think the difference with from masters from this one is what this is a project proposal, but masters you do the
Exactly.
thesis stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
Exactly. I think you've read
almost like
about
a
it. So
yeah, almost about a
exactly.
master's.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's 120 credit units.
Mm,
Okay. And you were expected to have achieved 600 learning hours. Okay.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the key areas that we're going to look in the entire course will be logistics management,
Mm,
supply chain planning, very important,
okay.
modeling and analytics. Supply chain planning is a major role either in logistics or either in procurement.
Mm,
Supply chain is very important. So you could even do some supply chain courses in addition to this. You could
okay.
do what we call the SIPS programs in addition to your logistics program. So these are good areas. Then procurement and supply chain, very key area. So procurement and supply chain.
Mm,
Okay.
okay.
Yes. And then supply chain and operations strategy. You
Mm,
know, then sustainable operations management, then business research methods. You need to know all that. In fact, if I have my way, there should be a contract law. Okay.
okay.
Contract law as part of the units. Okay. Because
Mm,
you cannot be an effective supply chain or procurement planner without a bit of law. Okay. You
that's
need
true.
to understand the contracts and all that.
Mm,
You understand me?
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So those be the entire things that you will need to. You will need to have a honors degree to be able to do this course,
Yes.
and all that. And yeah,
Mm,
so those. So I'll go straight to the point, and then we would have to look at the learning outcome. What we seek to do today will be to look at the unit specifications, and then we look at learning outcome is LO1. Today our lecture will be on the learning outcome one,
okay.
and we expect that the learner should be able to understand the key concepts and the issues in logistics. Okay,
All right.
what are the key concepts and the issues within the logistics? Okay, your assessment criteria, which we will do at the end of the course, should be able to analyze the current issues in logistics and its relevance, and then evaluate the benefits of having effective logistics. Okay, so these are your major things that we'll look into. So I'll go straight to LO1. Just bear with me,
Okay.
and then we'll do LO1. Then LO1. Okay, I'm going to share. Can you see the screen?
Yes, I can see it. Yeah.
So I'm going to go off camera. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to start the lectures. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Can I do the same?
You can, if you want, you can.
All right. Okay.
Right. All right. So you can see LO1.
Yeah.
Now, LO1 LO1, like I did explain, the learner should be able to understand the key concepts and issues in international transport and logistics management. The key concepts and issues in international transport and logistics. So your aim is to focus on the strategic value adding role of logistics. And then we look at the impact learners who have to go. So we'd have to go straight to what is relevant in terms of the key terminology. When we say logistics, Mr. Darby, what is your understanding generally?
Generally, it refers to how you are able to maybe purchase some goods or services that you need for your business, and how you are able to, if they are goods, how you are able to store those goods in the right way, and then how you are able to transport them to finally where you need them. Maybe if it's in the manufacturing sector, where maybe you finally take the goods to the factory where it will be used to produce goods. And if what you are transporting is a final product, when you finally take it to the retail sector, the shops where they are being put for the final consumer to come and purchase.
So we can say logistics generally is the transport of goods and resources from one end to the final destination. Can we?
Yeah, very well.
Right?
Yes.
Now, obviously, as we go further, you understand that once we're talking about the transport of goods, that is important that we identify and understand the modes of transport, don't we?
Definitely.
Because there could be transport could be through trucks or through the road, isn't it?
Yes.
We could do transport through rail, don't we?
Yeah, we can.
We could transport through the sea, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are different models or routes where transportation could happen, or carrying of goods from one end to another could happen. It could go through flights.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the DHLs and the Federals, isn't it?
Yeah. That's true.
Exactly. Yeah. So because there will be transfer of goods and transport of services, it is important that we understand these logistics terms, and my lecture will focus on how we can understand transfer of goods from one end to another. And generally, logistics would also include some supply chain. In your answers to me, you mentioned goods. Once you talk about goods in logistics, then there will be some kind of warehousing, don't we?
Yeah, yes.
Because along the line in the logistics transfer and supply chain, goods may need to be stored. So normally when things are cleared from the port, at times the things could not be transferred from the port to an end. So sometimes it is important that the goods need to be warehoused, isn't it?
Yes.
Exactly. So this is the entire thing about logistics and the general way of transfer of goods from one end to another. Okay.
Yeah.
Then you have logistics management, where logistics are the general transfer of goods from one end to another. Logistics management is a component of supply chain management. Okay. It is used to meet customer demands through effective planning, control, and implementation of the movement of those goods. Transportation of goods can be made through air, sea, which I've explained, isn't it?
Yeah.
Through freight and even. So that is what we call logistics management. Okay. It's just a component of supply chain management. I did explain to you, supply chain is more bigger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when we talk supply chain, it includes logistics as well. Okay. The entire supply of goods from one end, that is supply chain.
Yeah.
While logistics look at the management of the flow of the things from one end, but supply chain is more huger. Because in supply chain, you manage as well. You understand?
Yeah.
In supply chain, you don't just transport. In supply chain, you manage the things that you are doing. So you are managing from one point to the another. So from the factory point to the final consumer, you have to manage the entire flow. Well, logistics can be only one section of the transport. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
You may be just a transport haulage company that you have been hired to just transport the goods from one end to another, isn't it?
Yeah.
But the supply chain is huge. In supply chain, you are managing the product from when it's man to the final. So it includes logistics and any other thing. You understand?
Yeah.
While logistics is just a component of the supply chain. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So example is that logistics management activities typically include inbound and outbound transportation management. Let me say inbound and outbound. So fleet management, warehousing, those are outbound. You understand? Materials handling, other fulfillment, logistics network design, inventory control, supply and demand planning, and management of third-party logistics services. Those are inbound and outbound transport management. So inbound and outbound, you understand?
Yeah.
So you may have inbound, you may have warehouses that are inbound, you may have warehouses that may be outbound. Okay? Exactly. So what are some of the examples of inbound warehouse? If you go to the Ghana port, they may have warehouses that are inside the port. Okay?
Yeah.
Then you may have warehouses that may outside the port. You know that.
Yeah,
Warehouse that
that's
may be
true.
outside the port. Those are outbound.
Yeah.
Exactly. Those are outbound. Exactly. So there are different ways of. There's a video that I'll leave the link with you to watch later on. Okay.
All right. Okay.
There's a video on YouTube. You can share the link. In fact, let me see if I can copy it. Not. Yeah. So we could copy the link and let me share on the group, and then we can proceed. I've pasted that. You can watch that later. Have you seen it?
Yes, but where can I get it to watch?
I've sent the link. Share the group, the meeting chat group. Look, our chat group. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I can see it.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you very much.
So let's proceed.
Okay.
Let's proceed.
All right.
Logistics, therefore, includes planning, implementation, controlling the flow of raw materials, inventory, and finished goods to the point of consumption. Okay. Now, all we seek to do is to analyze the current issues in international transport and logistics and their effects, and evaluate the benefits of having effective logistics. So let's proceed on. What are the current issues that can confront logistics? We'd have to look, per introduction, we have to look into what we call international logistics. So, logistics can be internal or it can be international. You understand?
External, yeah.
Exactly. So what happens within Ghana is internal, isn't it?
It's internal.
That is the in-country logistics. Then it will be international, where the things are coming from Ghana to America, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or the things are coming from Ghana to
the
Ivory
UK.
Coast. Those are international. And therefore, and that is why I did mention that I believe that this unit should include a bit of law. A bit of law. Yeah, because they are international regulations and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
National laws that
and
learners would get themselves abreast with, that it would help. So international logistics, therefore, is the management of a system that controls the forward and reverse flow of materials, services, and information in, through, out of multi-international entity. The word is multi-international entities. But I heard something like reverse flow of materials. What do you understand by that? Reverse flow of materials.
The reverse flow of materials.
Okay, so So there's something what we call, this comes under what we call reverse logistics. Okay. Reverse. So while we all understand that logistics is always from one end to another, there's always an ongoing, isn't it?
Yeah.
But there are times it could be the other way around as well. Do we agree?
Which is like
the
the other
reverse.
way.
The reverse.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, we all know that when what comes to mind when you talk about logistics is that you are something from one place to another by the explanation given, isn't it?
Yeah.
Carrying something from. But what about while the thing has been supplied, can the things be returned back to the manufacturer?
Yes, of course, it
That
can.
is reverse.
That is maybe,
you understand now?
okay. So I now get it.
Exactly.
Especially
That
maybe
is
maybe when the goods delivered are faulty.
just like Amazon.
Yes, are faulty or are not
Yes.
the kind of goods you ordered for.
Yes.
And they have to be taken back.
It needs to be. It's called reverse logistics.
Okay. All right. And
reverse logistics.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, because goods have been supplied, but maybe in large quantities. In Ghana, there are times that goods, there are issues within the government where things are bought and most of them become faulty. Ambulance and all that.
Definitely.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
In supply, the manufacturer must always give a contingency plan where they must state that when something is faulty, you must return to the manufacturer, isn't it? Definitely. In the UK, most times Amazon, when you buy something, it's not, they always have a guarantee, isn't it?
Yes.
A warranty and insurance where they say you can return it back, isn't it?
In the next 28
Exactly.
days.
Exactly. So if it's a minor thing, yes, but if it's a huge thing, then you need a huge logistics, isn't it?
Yes.
The things have to be shipped. It's a lot of cost, isn't it?
Definitely.
Ambulance and all that. So those are what we call reverse logistics or reverse flow of materials.
Okay.
Have you gotten it?
Yeah, now I get it. Yeah.
Where so logistics, international logistics network comprises of what? Routes of most of transport. I didn't mention road, rail, air, inland. When we say inland waterway, what do you understand by that?
So
Ghana don't have that much of that, but
yeah, these are waterways that are within the same jurisdiction. If I say jurisdiction, the same country, the same continent.
So you see that much in Europe, right?
Yes.
And abroad. But inland, where waterways, you can say that Kosomo Dam, you know, or the Buru Dam, where it's not a major. Exactly.
Yeah, maybe
internally. So there may be inland waterways that transcends between two countries or international countries. You understand?
Okay.
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 That you can go through underground. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That you can transfer from certain things from one country to another, but it may be through not a huge shipment through the sea. Okay. So there's a sea transport, but this may inland waterway, maybe even be underground.
Yes. Okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So and then we have modal points of logistic network. You know, and then you have warehouses. Just 1 minute, bear with me.
Okay.
1 minute. Yes, we look at the modal points of logistics network, and then the auxiliary equipment that facilitates the process of servicing routes and transport points, and transmission media through which the logistics point flow to the sources of raw materials, extraction, to the place where these products are supplied. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. So these are what we call international. So what do we learn from it? It's auxiliary equipment that facilitate process of servicing needs and transport. And then transmission of media through which logistics points flow are supplied. So 1 minute, let me show you something. So let's look at the size of logistics and transport.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
So you will need things like logistics infrastructure, logistics execution, logistics services, and logistics advisory.
Mm.
And it's quite huge. You know, from looking at interland terminals, we all know port authorities, you understand, the airports, road transport system, postal services, normally DHL and FedEx, and that, you know, they do all those things, road and road freighting, forwarding, contract logistics, all sorts, warehousing, road transport, air transport. Those are the size. So logistics is huge. It's huge, isn't it? It's huge.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. It's huge. So the key thing that we want to look in the current issues that confront logistics. Obviously, with that junk of transportation, fuel costs, you cannot run a company as such, you understand? Without no fuel costs, you understand? Please hold on. So current issue. So fuel costs. We need to factor in fuel costs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whether the flight, whether ship, any of them. So as a manager, if you are appointed as a logistics manager for a transport organization, one of the key things that you need to factor in for your company is the planning of fuel costs, isn't it?
Definitely.
Exactly. Very, very important. You'll be working with drivers and all that. So you need to allocate lots of money for the fuel of the transportation and all that. In fact, most haulage companies may have used some of gallons or whatever in their cars and all that in terms of transportation. We all know in Ghana, all these haulage and trucks consume a lot of fuel. So you need to factor in.
Yeah.
If it's a ship, obviously you might not be in charge of fuel costs for a ship, but you need to factor in, you understand? Because the sea freight, they charge and factor in all those charges in their sea freight. Okay. So one of the highest costs of contributing to is fuel costs. Rising fuel costs are likely to increase the cost of transportation, thereby impacting the entire supply chain cost, isn't it?
Definitely.
Increasing the cost of import and export, of course.
Yeah.
So it's because of fuel costs that the ship may charge. But why it is important for you as a supply chain manager or logistics manager is that in that position, you represent your company as the head of that department. So you need to save costs for your organization, isn't it?
Yeah.
And so it is important that you compare which routes or which of the modal transport is more important in terms of relative to you saving costs for your organization. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
So you have to look at how much, if you want to ship something from Ghana to Nigeria or from Ghana to UK, how much will the ship sea freight cost you, or how much would transport cost you, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
And then you look at the price factor, then you make a choice. In so doing, in as much as you want to save cost, but you also look at the budget allocated for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
For your department, how much money do you have available? Again, what is important? The time factor of arrival, expected TA of arrival, is important to you or not, isn't it?
It's important, yeah.
Thank you. So if somebody says, okay, I'm going to charge you £100, however, it will take you 2 months to arrive. But another person may say, I may charge you £40, but it will take you 1 week to arrive. Obviously, £10 extra, but you have to look into how far do you need to get the things to the place, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes.
So those decisions would inform you what best mode of transport you take. Do you understand me?
Yeah.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah. And so we look at the budget. So it started, say the budget, the timeline, the regulation associated. Sometimes the things may get there, but the things that you need to comply, you understand?
Yeah.
At the point of it's a lot. You know what I mean? The paperwork.
Yeah.
But you might maybe air freight. You don't need to do any paperwork. You get my point?
Yeah.
Yes, like the DHLs, you know what I mean? It just get they will deliver it to the door of your client or your supplier, you know, or your so you have to look at all these things in factoring. So not just the cost, but what entails the cost. Is it just the cost? Is it about the complex compliance processes that you wouldn't, the hurdles that you wouldn't want to go through as a company owner or as the head of that department and all that. So these are key things that you need to factor in. The timeline, okay? You have to go through FDA approved goods, but the compliance that is following those goods. Normally in the UK, if you have to bring any medicine from Ghana, you know you cannot bring our natural medicines without no paperwork supporting it, isn't it? So all these things so that would inform you which best mode of transport you have to choose. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay. So what then is the importance of supply chain feasibility? What are the importance of supply chain feasibility? What are the importance of supply chain feasibility? When shaping internationally, the importance of supply chain feasibility from a customer service and a financial perspective is especially crucial. Understanding where your cargo is at any given time gives you the ability to prepare for the next step. If you are aware that a shipment will be arriving in a few days, then you can start the clearance process. This saves time and allows for quicker access and less chance for storage charges and delays, which could arise if you wait for arrival notice from the carrier. Okay, what do you understand by this?
What is simply saying is that with supply chain visibility, you need to have a system to track your cargo or your goods.
Good.
Yeah, so that you can have a timeline that you are looking at, so that it will not either delay the time the goods will reach where it's supposed to reach. Because if it delays, it might increase the storage charges. And then which in the long run will increase maybe even the cost of the goods in the final when you're selling the final consumer.
True. You know, so if imagine they are perishable goods, maybe chicken, container of chicken. Yeah, you know, and your clients are expecting those. Yeah, so in shipment, there's what we call ETA, expected time of arrival. The word is expected, isn't it?
Yes.
So it is not a fixed date.
No.
And so there could be a 1 week or 2 weeks delay.
Definitely.
It could be that there's something, the ship has some issues along the way and all that. But at least you have an expected TA. However, there may be a tracker that you can track the ship. You understand?
Yeah.
You may have some tracking system that could help you to track, you know, where the ship has gotten to and all that, even though there should be some communication channels where there can be emails to let you know that the ship, there's a delay and all that. So those things help also in your clearance because then it gets you prepared. You understand?
Yeah.
From the clearance point of view. So it saves time and quicker access. Okay.
Yeah.
And then you wouldn't want to go and rent a storage that a ship that is getting in 3 weeks time. You've already gone to rent a storage. You are going to pay storage charges, isn't it?
Yes. So even
Exactly.
even when it's empty and
even when it's empty. Thank you.
the
So it
amount is
helps.
not right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you could also talk about your data security. All customers' expectation increase regarding the ability to track shipment in real time across people, carriers, and modes of transportation. Companies must improve their ability to share data electronically. This increased need for accessible data creates greater exposure to potential data breaches. Okay. Customers' expectation increase regarding the ability to track shipment in real time. So the word is real time, and that's it must be real. You understand?
Yeah.
In real time. It won't be expected anymore, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is that now in real time? So in as much as you have been told, expected, if you have a system where you can check the shipments in real time, it helps you. You understand? It also increases the customers' expectations and all that. Okay. Right. Then you could look into the importance of international rules and regulations. Understanding the various and constantly changing requirements and regulations from across the globe is critical to seamless shipping. The most common problems encountered with international shipping arises from paperwork errors, custom brokers, and not having the proper information about your items. Okay. Okay. So these are all rules and regulations that to avoid significant delays or additional cost to transportation spend, it is important to collaborate with customs at origin and destinations to ensure all information is compliant with regulations and procedures. Okay. It's very, very important.
Yeah.
So you have to get ourselves with latest regulations, isn't it?
Yes. At every point, at every point or every point of origin or destination.
Thank you. Very, very important because there may be regulations that you need to know as a logistics manager of an organization. You need to know all the international regulations and shipment. You need to know what kind of freight the shipment on. We have what we call free on board shipment. You may have what we call, different kinds of shipment and their charges that you need to know. Okay. Sometimes you may have a shipment that the supplier would have paid the shipment cost and even pay the clearance cost as well. So you don't need to do nothing. You know what I mean? So if you don't know, but at the sum that the only pay shipment cost and the clearance you have to do. But if you look at the clearance, probably the money is going to cost you to be more than the shipment.
Definitely.
So you need to know all these things beforehand. Okay. Business process improvement. It has become an increasing challenge for logistics industry to stay on top of new advances in business processes. Taking advantage of these new opportunities sound enticing, but adoption and onboarding can be overwhelming. Very important. You have to take advantage of these new opportunities that sound enticing. And those opportunities are when you read and get yourself abreast with the new changes and challenges that come in logistics and all that. So we also have to look into some of the issues in risk allocation. It is important that every manager or every logistics expert should be able to analyze risks so they can allocate. You understand? Should be able to understand some contingency plan available per what you have identified as risk. So prior to doing business with each other, all parties involved in the transportation of goods should have a clear understanding of the risks is to be allocated. Contracts should accurately reflect. Do you see why I'm saying law is important in this course?
Yeah.
Contracts should accurately reflect agreed upon retentions of liability and should be purged of inconsistent and outdated provisions that undermine the parties' intentions. Okay.
Yeah.
Protocols should be implemented to ensure that all parties involved are solvent, fully insured, and repeatable. Protocols should be implemented to ensure that all parties involved are solvent, fully insured, and reputable. Okay. Okay. Changing customer needs. Nowadays, logistics solutions must be tailored to each customer. Fully transparency of orders, visibility from raw material stage to final goods sale, and reverse logistics. Have you seen the reverse logistics? Have you seen it?
Yeah, it's yeah. I can now
I've all
I now understand why it
yes,
is. Yeah.
yes. I've almost become standard for some commodity groups. Very important. Okay,
Yeah.
very important. So with too many variables in the global logistics and many different parties getting involved, keeping above the level of service may be challenging at times. Very important. Global logistics is many different. It's quite challenging to be able to keep the level of service. Okay,
Yeah.
what we call service level agreement. Have you heard of it before?
No.
Service level agreement is you know, any contract that you sign with a party, there should be what we call service level agreement, SLA. Okay,
Okay.
that service is that you. I mean, you expect a good service from your clients, isn't it?
Definitely.
Exactly. So that's what we call those agreements. What we call service level
Oh,
agreement.
okay. I get it.
Yes, yes. So that it needs to be captured in your agreement, isn't it?
Yeah.
That I need these goods delivered not more than 4 weeks. Okay,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yes.
And therefore, if there's a delay, then
It
they have
means
to
you've not met
compensate you, isn't it?
yes, it means you've not met
Exactly,
the service
exactly,
level agreement.
exactly. So it needs to be captured that we have come to agreement with you because you have agreed that you can ship our products in the next 1 month. It won't go beyond 1 month. Plus and minus, delay not more than 1 month. So once there's a delay, you then have an agreement. So it needs to be captured. That the goods will not be damaged, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Exactly. The will not be damaged and all that. You know, it will be delivered safely. And so once the goods get to the port of exit and then it is damaged by water, can you not claim? You can
Yeah,
claim,
of
isn't
course
it?
you can claim.
Those are service level agreement. You understand me?
Yeah.
Exactly. So it should be clearly written in your agreement. They also should state that we have do not blame us if there's a delay, isn't it?
Yeah.
And all that. So you have to look at those agreements, what is suitable for you and what is not. And if you're not okay with them, you have to go for a new provider that can comply with what you want.
Yeah.
Okay, exactly. Then let's look at the role of logistics management. So we spoke about reverse logistics, supply chain community, and all the inventory planning. Everything that involves logistics involves planning. Okay,
Yeah.
because we spoke about warehousing. Once you talk about warehousing, there will be inventory, isn't it?
Definitely.
Exactly. So logistics involves inventory. There must be inventory stock. Probably you have to ship certain things to the port. You need to know how many things you are taking to the port to be delivered.
Yeah.
So if yes, because you are shipping something from Ghana to Nigeria or Ghana to USA, it may take probably more than 4 weeks. Okay.
Yeah.
How do you tell when less goods have been delivered?
Delivered. Yeah. So it
It's per
means
your inventory, isn't it?
yes, it's the inventory.
And in the inventory, we show that the things were delivered in good condition, isn't it?
Yeah.
If there were any defects, it will state, isn't it?
You stated, yeah.
Exactly. So there must be an inventory. If you rent a house to someone, won't you take inventory of the things that are there?
You will.
Exactly. Exactly. So the house came with what? A fridge, a cooker, blah, 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 isn't it?
Yeah.
Those are an inventory. Once you don't do that, then the person has an escape route. You understand?
Definitely. When the person is moving out, he can
Exactly.
go
So
back to
those
the
are
office
inventory.
already.
Then it talks about procurement of goods and services. I didn't mention to you that when it comes to supply chain, it's more a bigger kind of activity than logistics. In supply chain, you procure and you deliver from the
Yeah.
procurement time to the delivery, but that is supply chain. So you are managing the goods that you have bought, you procure and you deliver. You are doing all these things for the client.
Yeah.
The client doesn't do nothing. You understand?
Yeah.
From the air freight to everything. So your chart includes all these things. And a preferred way is what clients want, that they won't do nothing. You will do
Definitely.
everything. You buy the goods, you take off the cost, everything, you charge everything bulk. All he does is that he's waiting for the goods to be delivered.
Yeah.
And this is what we call door to door. The Ghanaians do door to door, isn't it?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah, that is it.
The door to door services that most Ghanaians do to Ghana.
Yeah.
They will pick your thing from your home, isn't it?
Yeah, that is
They
it.
will deal with everything, isn't it?
Yeah.
They'll deliver your goods to your home in Ghana, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. That is what we call supply chain, isn't it?
Yeah, that is it.
Exactly. And packaging and storaging, transportation, customer service, and everything. Indeed, they will drive the things from the port to your home, whether it's in Kumasi, they will take it there. So they take care of transportation and everything. Okay.
Yeah.
So what is logistics objectives? So what do we seek to achieve in logistics objectives? Cost reduction, we mentioned about that, very important.
Yeah.
Capital reduction, minimizing the level of investment in logistics system, maximizing the return on logistics assessment. Okay. Then service improvement, pre-transaction elements, transaction elements, and then post-transaction elements. These are key things that we need to understand.
Yeah.
Very, very important. Okay. Okay. Service improvement is very key. So when you say pre-transaction elements, you know, prior to the transaction, what are the elements that you think that are key? Okay.
Yeah.
And then the transaction element itself, and then the post on the after. That's what we call you have to manage as well.
Yeah.
Okay. It is said in quality that quality assurance and quality monitoring. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in quality, you want to prevent the defects. You want to reduce the defects. Okay.
Definitely. Yeah.
So exactly. So you really want to know the end product. You have to monitor quality. You have to monitor the quality monitoring from the point to that end, so that there'll be less defects at the end of the supply.
Yeah.
So why is it efficient logistics required? Why is it? So, you know, to have what? Costs, friction of distribution, growth, growing material growth, growing material demands, growth of global consumption and income. Very, very important. The complexity, I did complex value chains, very, very complex. Goes getting more complex. Parts and processes, embedded design, functioning distribution and marketing. Okay, geography, you know, spatial division of production and consumption. You know, stages of production are spatially separated. Financial production and markets are spatially, you know, all these things. Environment, very important. Energy, material efficiency, reverse logistics and recycling. These are all things that we need to factor in why it is efficient logistics required. You have to be efficient. Okay. Efficient logistics has commercial benefits, cost, time, and reliability. Logistics costs 10 to 15% of the national GDP growth. Okay.
Yeah.
But there's huge logistics for any nation. The transport of goods. The ports give the nation huge GDP growth when it comes to logistics. So it is important that it is managed well, so that we don't have a defense, or we don't lose much when it comes to logistics efficiency. Okay. And what are the benefits if you are able to have effective logistics management systems? We can talk about efficiency gains, like significant gains happen when old material processes are performed by new system functionality, or are totally eliminated by a new way of working within a sub application. More efficient logistics operations allow companies to lower costs and operate with greater efficiency. Competitive advantage. What do you understand by that?
Competitive advantage is simply when because of what you are able to offer as compared to maybe your competitors. You have because of the efficiency with which you offer that service, or the efficiency with which you produce that product and deliver to the final consumer, because it's highly efficient. Your systems are highly efficient, more than that of your competitors. You gain an advantage over them, and then maybe clients will prefer you to provide that service as compared to your competitors, something like that.
Okay. Well done. You have. So what I would add to it is that in competitive advantage, the word is competitive. So obviously, you're trying to sort of take advantage of what you see as your strength. Okay, what is your strength in the line of your business you do? Probably you had feedbacks from many of your clients, and what they've said is that you have a good customer service, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or they've said that your prices are are expensive. That may be a bad feedback, isn't it? Isn't it?
Yeah.
Compared to your competitors. So to have an advantage over your competitors, you have to reduce your price a bit lesser then. Because you've been told that most people are selling cheaper.
Yeah.
So competitive advantage over other competitors, you have to go. So if it's £5, you go £3. Okay. Or you look at your strength, what we call SWOT analysis. Have
Okay.
you heard of it?
Yeah.
Yes. So you look at your strength and you magnify it. Okay. You maximize it.
Yeah.
You maximize it. So you can have competitive advantage over your so that is competitive advantage over your competitors. So you look at your strength, maximize, and you look at your defense, your threats, what is not going well, you understand, and then you work on it so you can have a competitive advantage over your other competitors. Okay. Then you have these disruptions and issues are resolved faster compared to competitors who rely on manual processes. Very, very important. Manual processes. Then we talk about benefits of effective logistics management system. Responsiveness. Logistics systems create a flexible supply chain. Logistics systems create a flexible supply chain. A flexible supply chain. So where you are flexible with your supply chain and distributions or supply chain services, So it is important that give people the flexibility to have different service modalities that they intend to do. Okay. So you can say if you want to road transport, you can do that. If you want to see, you know what I mean? That flexibility, you're not limiting yourself to say, okay, we can only deliver only services through DHL, you understand?
Yeah.
But you give people certain ways of self-flexibility to choose, and that makes you unique as a company or as a manager. Okay. So yeah, multiple parties communicate easily as freight moves and collaborate on how to best overcome challenges while still meeting customers' expectations. Very important. Okay. Then we have reporting. Reporting becomes standardized, on time, and in most cases on demand. With the system stored data, analysts can mine trends, identify recurring problems, and uncover cost savings that are made with manual data collection methods. Okay. With the system stored data, analysts can mine trends, identify recurring problems, and uncover cost savings that are missed with manual data collection methods. Okay. So this is the benefits of effective logistics management system. Integrate logistics systems effectively. By automating this entire supply chain from end to end, logistics managers can focus less on everyday processes. Okay. Yeah. 1 minute. Okay, so let's look at integrate logistics system efficiently. So we have to by automating the entire supply chain from an end to end. Logistics managers can focus less on everyday processes. So what we're trying to explain here is that you're able to minimize the stress that comes with you doing things, you know what I mean? The normal traditional way, isn't it?
Yeah.
When you decide to employ the services of automating services and you know what I mean, IT services and all that. You get my point?
Yeah.
Exactly. And we should, as a manager, you should be able to tap into some of these things and get them implemented in your department or your organization. In other words, it helps to invest in tools like warehouse management systems, robotics, in order to improve productivity through the entire supply chain and create better bottom line in long chain. So instead of using manual staffs, you could also diversify and start using robotic. You know, some factories, warehouses have robots that do certain jobs and all that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, then it also helps to meet distribution goals. When the help of cloud-based tools from different service providers, organizations can automate their logistics processes and really be all in when it comes to the data supply chain. Technologies like the Internet of Things and the cloud are essential now to the global supply chain. Okay, so very important. We need to, you know, take advantage of the advent of, you know, internet, available, and then the tools that we have what we call um, different IT system within logistics and supply chain that people can tap into, automated machine that you can tap into, barcoding, and all that ERP, there's something called ERP management and different, swap. There's something called SWAP, which is part of logistics that people can type in and use in as a manager. Okay. Then creating visibility. Advanced Transportation Management System, TMS, analyzes the historical data and track real-time movement of goods in and out of businesses. So you see one of those things that we can use as a tracker. Okay. Yeah. So it means that can even tracks who are traveling far distances, that you can tell when they're broken down or not, isn't it?
Yeah.
Exactly. So advanced transport management system, those are some of the things that you can use to track real-time movement of goods and out of businesses. Logistics management, therefore, can use those information for process optimization and avoiding potential distractions. Very important. TMS data analysis keeps a company's supply chain moving more efficiently, all while gaining operational insight. TMS data analysis keeps a company's supply chain moving more efficiently, all while gaining operational insight. Very important. Efficient transportation. Transportation department can be analyzed to decrease the expense of the logistics firm, and at the same time, it can be revamped for faster delivery of the products. Okay. Transportation department can analyze to decrease the expenses of the logistics firm. That is all you seek to do as a manager. Okay. And at the same time, it can be revamped for faster delivery of the product. I've mentioned to you severally that one of the key quality of a good manager, that you have to save costs for your organization, isn't it?
Definitely, yeah.
So those are things that you have to employ. Then let's look at increased revenues and building reputation. Proper logistics management derives increased revenue. Correct. You have to have increased revenue. If you are doing a proper management of logistics, there should be increased revenue for your organization. It improves customer service, can bring an improved customer service, can bring a good reputation to the organizational brand and generate more business, and supply chain visibility creates opportunity for major cost savings in operations. Improved customer service can bring a good reputation to a company's brand and generates more business, and supply chain visibility creates opportunity for major cost savings in operations. Okay. Fine. Logistics management will give a company control over inbound freight, keep inventory at optimal levels, organize the reverse flow of goods, and utilize freight moves on the proper transportation modes, all of which can cost significantly. So these are very important. Okay. Once you're able to do this very well and manage them those very well, then you could help cost transportation. Okay. Do you have any question at this stage?
No, I think I'm fine. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into a particular example of effective logistics system. So we look into probably the manufacturer point of view where the goods are manufactured. Then you look at who then become the supplier. So in some cases, the manufacturer may not be the same as the supplier. You get the point.
Yeah.
The supplier may be getting the goods from them. So, example, most of our companies in Ghana that buy things from China.
Mm.
The manufacturer is the China organization, isn't it? But the supply is not the manufacturer, isn't it?
Yeah.
So supplier guys employs the services of the factory in China and say, look, I want 50,000 um, pairs of shoes.
Yeah.
So he pays the money to the manufacturer, he's a supplier. And then he will need to have logistics. So about maybe how many? 3 logistics people or companies to handle that.
Mm.
The logistics organization may also have a haulage company to carry those goods, isn't it? Whether internal or whether international.
Yeah.
And at one point, when the goods get to their final destination, they will have to store them in a warehouse, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before your clients may come to pick the things up from their place to another place, isn't it?
Mm.
And then finally, it gets to the consignee is the final destination.
Yeah.
That's the consignee. That's the final person. That's it. So this is what we call logistics blockchain consortium. Okay.
Okay.
So this is the entire management system in logistics. It involves a lot. Okay. And that comes to the end of our lecture for today.
Okay.
Obviously, you know that in the UK, most universities, we subscribe to what we call the Harvard type of reference. You know that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the references are there. Some of the lecture notes, some of the information that we gathered, it was gathered from this um, reference points. Okay, so you can go through them and you can pick certain information. So to these lectures, you can get a recording from the student model. If you log in, it will be sent in there.
Okay.
Any other questions, you can email the learner work at ukvarsity.co.uk. It's expected that for every lecture, once you complete, you have 2 weeks to submit your assignment. But you can start from now because every lecture has a question, you know what I mean? Every lecture has a task.
Okay.
So for every lecture, you can go and start attending some of the questions per understanding of what you have learned and your model information that you may have it on your model inbox. You can go through, look at the recording, and then you can start asking some of the questions. We have about 4 less lectures to go. Okay.
Okay.
3
So
more to go.
yeah. So after this lecture has come to an end, so that means that the assignment on this lecture should be submitted 2 weeks from.
Well, and yeah, if you're able to finish it before, you can submit. But we expect that the entire, you understand. So look, assignment submissions after 2 weeks of completion of every unit. You understand? Have you seen it?
Okay.
2 weeks of every unit and its delivery. So every lecture, okay, every unit, 2 weeks you have to be able to submit your assignments.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
Yeah, for every unit. Okay, so if you go to the lecture notes, you can go through, refer, look at it, look at the recording and all that, and you can start asking the questions. Okay.
Okay.
That counts with it. Do you have any question at all?
Oh, the supply chain something blockchain at
Yes.
the last bit of the
1
next.
minute. 1 minute. I'm going there. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's this the logistics 3PL.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I don't I don't understand that.
Oh, oh, you mean so beneath it, can you see 1 minute. 1 minute. It's a kind of software material, you understand, for
Mm,
warehousing. Okay.
okay. All right.
Mhm. Okay. It's like a
Mm,
third-party logistics services.
mm,
Yeah, so it's a kind of software. So beneath it, you can see showing you parking list, order number, okay, bill of
yes,
lading. Have you
yeah.
seen all those things?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so is is outsourcing of all this is more about e-commerce, okay?
Mm,
It's about more about e-commerce. That's what we mean by logistics PL. Okay, if you go to you can understand more if you go to okay, let me see. Yeah. Yeah. So you realize that it talks about packing list, order number, batch number, production data, shipment specification, okay?
mm,
Bill of lading, routine instruction, shipment date, commodity description. So that is more to do with um, third-party logistics because the supplier is going to engage a third-party logistics to do all those things. And that's it. And so 1 minute, I'll just give you a bit more information. Okay. So I'll just have to just give you. Okay. So, like I did explain, is the organization is that typically provides warehousing, fulfillment, transportation, and other forms of logistics to support retailers and e-commerce businesses. Okay,
okay.
okay,
Mm,
and e-commerce continues to boom. EPS are constantly in demand for you. That means that there are plenty of EPS available. So all it takes to do a 3PL can help you with your inventory storage, order performance, last mile delivery, returns management, inventory management, and more.
okay.
So it's just it's just it's more third party logistics, okay?
Okay.
And yes, that typically provides warehousing, fulfillment, transportation, and other forms of logistics support to retailers and e-commerce businesses.
Mm,
Okay,
okay.
it helps to determine whether you are ready to outsource to a 3PL logistics company or
Mm,
much more. Okay.
okay. So it means 3PL, if I would say 3PL is like they are more or less like people they manufacture or services
No, no,
that
no. It's
manufacture. Mm,
yeah, yeah. So it means that you may have a logistics company that has not practiced 3PL.
okay.
You understand
Yes.
me?
Yes.
Exactly.
Maybe for instance, maybe DHL. DHL is a
Thank you.
company that has maybe its own maybe warehouses, its own long haul carriers, like
Thank
these
you.
long vehicles that carries a goods. They have their own people who takes
Thank you. Thank you.
maybe the products to the doorsteps of the consumers or
Thank
the
you.
packaging. Yes. So it means 3PO will be like an outsourced
Thank you.
aspect, some aspect of the logistics that have been outsourced to an external company to to undertake that services on behalf of the main company, right?
Yes. So,
Okay.
what all it means is that 3PL logistics firm do not just provide logistics, but they also help further with the e-commerce and other services. Okay. Exactly. So they have their own that are able to track that they can do the packaging, but they look into scanning of all those things. All is what we call it. So if you look up beneath it, okay, are you there?
Yeah.
If you look below logistics 3PL, okay,
Yeah.
under it, you have packing list, order number, badge number, all those things falls under the EP, okay?
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
It has a bill of lading, so they do they supply broader kind of services rather than just logistics organization, okay?
Okay.
So yes, that's what the three. So 3PLs, they don't just supply, but they do the management of warehousing, okay? You understand me?
Yeah.
Exactly. They do the inventory, management of the whole thing. They help in tracking. They help in packing of the items and all that as a meaning of 3PL. In fact, just 1 minute. So hold on. Let me give you something. Say how that 3PL work. Operationally, 3PLs are complex. They generally blend human resources and technology. So it's about technology. That's all. You understand? To ensure that orders can be fulfilled efficiently with total visibility for all stakeholders. In order for the 3PL to function properly, they will need to connect their inventory and management system with your online storefront. Okay. To do this, 3PS uses an API to synchronize the systems together so they can communicate with each other seamlessly. This integration is the catalyst for the rest of the operation. The way 3PS facilitate work depends on a number of factors such as technology like automation, size, business model. As a rule, 3PS follow a straight step-by-step. So it's a form of automation or e-commerce that is attached to your normal traditional logistics. Okay, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the meaning of 3PL.
Okay.
You understand me? So let
Yeah.
me give you another information. 3PLs often work with partners that can provide additional value to their services and support for your business. For example, a 3PS will have a good relationship with leading carriers in the UK, such as Royal Mail, okay, and DPD. You know about them, don't you?
Yeah.
Many 3PL also partner with companies in the wider e-commerce industry, such as digital marketing agencies, payment providers, packaging companies, and more. By working with a 3PL, you can often gain access to these partner services at a reduced rate. Time saving. One of the biggest benefits of working with 3PL is the amount of time they can save you every day. Fulfilling orders takes time, whether it's procuring packaging materials or packaging orders. So that's it's a form of e-commerce and on more that is attached to make things very easier. Okay,
Okay.
you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, you could look into reading more about it.
All
Okay,
right. Okay.
yeah. So 3PL are their third-party logistics partners. So it's just you partner with, and it's more e-commerce oriented. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
I get it now.
Yes. Just 1 minute again. 1 minute. So let me give you a bit more another information. So basically, it's about you outsourcing the distribution services to a third party organization. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so a 3PS service may be a single provider, such as transportation of warehouse of storage, or it can be a system-wide bundle of services of handling. So another just 1 minute. want to see a company that I could explain more to it. So, I mean, obviously, we can talk about DHL, okay?
Mm.
We'll talk about DHL.
Yeah.
Those are some of the example that comes to mind.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll talk about DHL, how they operate. And then we can talk about 1 minute. We can talk about 1 minute. So the example is so let me give another. What do you understand by 3PL? A 3PL or a third-party logistics is an outsourced service provided by a business such as a warehouse, okay, or a logistics company to complete some or all of an e-commerce retailer's fulfillment operation. Okay. Doing this eliminates the strain for online retailers. Are you there?
Yeah.
As a 3PL partner, you will take care of tedious processes such as inventory management, warehouse management, and fulfillment.
Okay.
3PLs are often cost-effective and help online retailers to save time, allowing them to focus on other areas of your, that's what we call competitive advantage, okay? 3PLs can also be called known as fulfillment companies, fulfillment centers, fulfillment houses, fulfillment warehouse, and distribution centers, okay?
Yeah.
What services does a 3PL provide? 3PLs provide outsourced services for a variety of operations to support supply chain management, including inventory management, warehouse management, order management and fulfillment, picking, packing, and labeling, shipping and transportation, express shipping, order tracking, quality control, and return management. Okay. Do you understand now?
Yeah. Okay.
You can read more about it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I understand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm sure the next when is the next lecture? Is it tomorrow?
It's tomorrow.
Okay. So read a bit about tomorrow's lectures, learning outcome 2, so that you can get a bit on when I'm explaining. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow. Okay.
I'll see you tomorrow. Same time.
Same time.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Okay. Bye.